a flyer on pixellab. So this is the normal size, this is the normal thing you will find when you open your pixellab. This is the normal thing you will find there. So now let's click on this. Just be looking at what I am clicking so that you can follow along with what I am doing. So now I want to change the size. I will click on these three dots at the top right corner, then go to image size. So I want to use Instagram portrait size. So let's change it to Instagram portrait size. 0 is 1350. So that's the Instagram portrait size. Okay, and it's in pixels. So first thing I will do here is that I want to use an image for my own background. So let me go to where I saved my image. Okay, so no need of cropping it at all. It's okay like this because it's okay like that. So let me just increase it to, I feel it. So if you want to increase or reduce, this is how to increase or reduce. And we also have it at this side as well. You can see relative size, but I'm not using that for now. Let's just use this. In my previous video I explained how to do that. When you click on that one, it will adjust as well. Okay, okay, so let's lock this layer so that we will not be able to move it. We are not going to tamper with it again. So the first thing to do, let's add logo. Okay, so the logo is on my phone, so let me go to where I saved my logo as well. I think the logo is here. Okay, 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 so this is the logo. So this one I'm going to crop this one. You can see different kind of cropping there. So let me just pick this circle that is here. Okay, it's okay like that. So now I will reduce it. So sizing is very necessary when you are designing. Everything must not be too big, everything must be moderate. You must make everything moderate. So now when we are dealing with anything like image or shape, this thing will always be at the center. It must always be at the center. The center must always be selected. So now let's come to position. So position, now the one that points up, let's move it up. Let's click on it so that we can move that logo up. Okay, let's take it down a bit. Okay, it's okay like this. Now let's add shape to the back because we are still going to include the name of the church. Let's add shape to the back. No, sorry, that's a mistake. Shape to the back. So now you see this radius is 0%. When you increase the radius, it's going to make the rectangle have curved edges. So that's what we want to do now. I want to make the rectangle have curved edges. So I'll just click, I can click on this plus or I drag it. So you can see it's now having curved edges. Mark it, then you can now reduce it to wherever we want it to be. So firstly, let's change the color so that we can know what we are doing. So let's change the color to this. So I'm going to take it to the back of the logo, but before we just drop this like this, let's check whether it's at the center. Okay, it's at the center like this. Okay, now let's bring it below the logo. So we are bring it below the logo. So let's lock the layer so that we are not going to tamper with it again. Now the thing we are going to move the logo now to the left hand side so that we can add the name of the church. Okay, if it's too much, come here, click, can reduce this so that it will not move faster. Okay, So now let's add the name of the church. Click on text, edit, HSF church. So now let's change the font. Then come to font. So I'm going to be using the font I have on my phone. I think that's the only font I will use that I installed. Okay, so let's change it to white. So we can still increase this. Okay, okay. So you can move it with your own position. You can move it with your position when you are doing your own. Move it with position so that you're not going to mess up everything. Okay. So now let's lock the HSF church, then unlock the logo so that we can make everything centered on the shape. Okay. This will go like this. Okay. So let's select the logo as well. Then move it. It's too much like this. Okay. It's okay. So let's lock this as well. Now we are done with the logo. The next thing we want to do now is to add, because what we want to create is church flyer, and the next thing we want to add, present Sunday service. HSF church present Sunday service. So let's import what we want to use as our Sunday service. So I'll go to where I saved that, browse. Okay. So this is what we'll be using. You can see it's having background. Don't worry, we are going to remove the background there. Okay, crop. It's having background. We don't need the background there. So I will show you how you remove the background now. So after selecting it, just come to your erase color, click on it, then enable. So once you enable it, you see this thing that looks like a picker. Click on the picker, then select the side you want to erase away. So I want this black to be out of it. So I've already selected the black, then click on mark. You can see automatically it has removed the black away. So click on mark. Now we can now increase it and set it to the area that is supposed to be. Okay, we can still adjust it. Let's come to that erase color, then increase the tolerance. Okay, okay, I think we're having something like this. Let's leave it like that. Then come to color filters to adjust the, to give it more vibes. Yes, let's increase the brightness, then increase the contrast as well. Okay, this is okay. So now let's add present to it. The way I did the shape the other time, I increased the radius. So we are going to increase the radius. Let's increase the radius. Okay, then adjust this, adjust this. We want to add a text here. Let us rotate. Okay, if you want to rotate, let me show you how to do that. I've said that in my previous video, but that's not bad. Let's go over it again. So once I've selected the shape, then I'll come to rotate. Then if I click on this post, you can see how it's rotating. Then if I click on this minus, you can see the way it's rotating. So that's how to rotate on pixellab. That's how to rotate on pixellab. So now let's lock the layer. Let's lock this as well. So now let's change the color of that shape to red. This is okay. Then we should add our text there. So this flyer is a very simple flyer. Yes, that you can use to create any design for your church. Yes, you can use these directions to create any design for your church. So it's a very simple design. Very simple design. So you use your rotate. Let's use rotate so that we won't stress ourselves out. You see the way it's moving. So we don't want it to move that side. We want it to move in this direction. Okay. Then let's use our position. Position. Okay. Move it left. Okay. Move up a bit. Okay, it's too much. Okay. So now let's come to color. So of course it can never remain black. It won't be visible. So let's change that color to white. From black to white. Okay. That's okay. Now let's lock those layers so that it's not going to stress us anytime we want to select any other thing. We won't be selecting what we don't want to go for yet. So now let's add the theme features. So the theme is features of men. Features of men. First thing, let's change the color to white. Then the font as well. The font, the font as well. Okay. Let's select another font. This is okay. Let's go with this. So let's duplicate this to add the man. To add the men rather. The men. So let's change this font to something else. So no, okay, okay, okay. Features of men. Okay, this is okay. The reason why I use both font there is to create emphasis on the theme. To create emphasis on the theme. So on top of the features of men, I'm going to add theme there so that people can know that this is the topic they are speaking on on the on the program. So let me quickly do that. Theme. Okay. So now come to size. Let's reduce minus minus minus. No, let's reduce. Okay. One thing again, you can see that all the thing I'm doing, I make sure that is aligned. That is aligning with features and is also aligned with men. So you must make sure your design is always aligned. You must always make sure that you don't lose your alignment whenever you are designing. Okay, so the theme is now balanced. So now let's add date and time to it. So for that I'm going to add shape and come to this radius. Let's make the edges curve. Okay, you can make it go inside like this, but it's not going to be okay. The reason being that if it's a print design and you do it like this, whenever they print it, it's going to look odd. So we are not going to make it go inside, rather we will create margin for it there. Okay, okay, now this is okay. Let's add our date and our time. Let's add date first. Let's add time. No, yes, time. 4 p.m. The font who has to change. 4 p.m. Okay, let's adjust it a bit so that it will be center. 4 p.m. Then let's add the date. 12 October. Okay, so let's when we reduce this, it's going to be too small. If we reduce this, it's going to be too small. So what we are going to do in that case is that let's edit it again. Let's bring the October 2 down. Okay, so at that place is going to accommodate the date. So let's change the font as well to something good. Okay, this is okay. Okay, come to position. Let's bring it down a bit. No, it's too much. Okay, so now let's go and lock the layer. Okay, so the next thing we are going to add to this now is the address and those that are ministry and probably the social media handles of the church. So now let's add address first. Click on that plus, edit, HSF church. A4 Ogun State. Okay, so let's edit this thing. Let's just add Nigeria there to make it a bit longer. So this is a tutorial, so let's just put any address there. Not a real project. Okay, so that's the address there. Now the what next? Let's lock that layer. Lock that layer. Then let's add ministry. Ministry. Okay, this is where the ministry will be. Let's change the color as well to color white or yellow. Yellow can still work there. Yellow can still work there. So ministry. So instead of clicking on that edit again, let's just come here, click on this edit here, then duplicate. So let's bring that ministry down here. I move it with my hand, so that's the reason why it's fast. Okay, click on edit, then let's change it to Pastor Boye Samson. Okay, then let's change the color to white. Color to white. So the color is already on white. So the design is already okay. So the only thing we need to add now is our social media, and make sure you always lock all your layers. You can see as we are moving forward, I'm locking my layer so that whenever I want to select anything, I'm not going to select the wrong thing, and that will scatter our work. We have to be adjusting and readjusting again. So make sure all your layers is locked when you are designing on pixellab. So the next thing, undo. So let's go. Do you see what happened now? I click undo when I make a mistake. So the sign I click earlier is undo. So let's go and lock that layer. Okay, everything is locked now. Everything is locked now. So let's proceed and add our social media handle. So I'll click on this plus, edit. So I'm adding Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Okay. So I already have a font on my phone that it will give me everything. So let's put it to center. That will give me everything that I need, all the icons, be it Facebook, be it YouTube or Instagram. So once I press Fy and I, it's going to give me the exact thing that I want. So let me just go to font, then click on my font because I already have it installed. Then click on that font. Okay, you can see it gave me exactly what I want. So come to color, white. So you can see the size is too big, so we are not going to use that big size. We are going to reduce it. Click on that minus sign. So now let's adjust it. So duplicate so that we can add. Click on relative position, click on bottom, then mark it. Now let's move it with relative position. So we must make sure it's on the same line. Okay, so it's on the same line. So let's edit it. HSF church 0013. Let's add underscore. Okay, so you can see what happened here. It's still on the same font that we use for this one, so we have to adjust that. Let's go and change the font to this. Now we can now adjust it to this to the social media handle. Okay, so let's make it center. Let's make the boat center. So the next thing we are going to do is that let's click on HSF first, then move it to right, then let's move the logo too. Move the logo too. So the best thing to do so that we will be sure that the two is centered. So let us click on this sign here, then mark the two, then come to merge. Are you sure you want to merge the selected object? Yes. Click on OK. So the two layers are now merged together. The two layers are now merged together. So click on this. Since you have merged the layers together, there's no more a text because you cannot edit it again. So now click on this one that is in the middle, because I know I told you that anything that is relating to image or shapes, you can find any attribute of it at the middle here. So just click on it, then come to relative position. You want to center it. center. So it's already centered like this. So now we have been designing since, and we have never saved anything in what we have been doing since. So let's save that now. Let's quickly save that. Come to this, then you see save as project, save as image. So come to save as project, then you see let's save it with ABC tutorial. No, let's okay, tutorial. Okay.
You can create similar videos in just 1 minute. Simply.
So after saving, we want to export our design out. Just click on that same save, then you save as image. So when you click on that, it's going to bring this image format, quality, and the dimension. So now the format is on JPEG, so let's leave it as JPEG. So the dimension, which is the quality, so let's just come to this arrow that is pointing down, click on it, then you select high or very high, so that you have a very good quality when you check it on your phone after exporting it. So click on very high, then it's on JPEG. This one too, when you click on the arrow pointing down, there is another thing there. You see JPEG, you see PNG. So let's use JPEG for this time around. JPEG, then click save to gallery. So it's already saved. So if you have benefit one or two things from this video, kindly like, comment and share. And if you want any resources I use, you want to practice on your own, kindly comment on the video. Let's quickly complete this one. The theme is not complete, so let's complete that. So let's go to shape. Click on that, click on this arrow that is pointing down. Okay, then come to circle. Okay, so let's reduce the size so that it should be perfect to what we want. Okay, now let's move it with position. Oh, let's increase the size. Okay, and let's change the color. So this time around we are going to be using gradient for that circle. So click on gradient. So let's use this color. Okay, so let's add stroke to it. Oh, so the next thing to do now is to add text to it. Okay, edit off. So let's bring it down. Okay, okay, we still have to reduce it a bit. So that was that about that. So we have completed the theme like that. So see you on the next one.